Hello YouTube and all you fancy people. So in any case, I know I'm a bit late to the train, but I want to give you a Path of Exile update. And as always, this will be the first one I'm doing, but I will do every one I can from now on. Here we go. Alright, this is 0.2.0H patch summary. So last week they went in a little bit of details, but it wasn't that much. So quick to notice, private leagues. So I'm just going to read it out for you quickly and give my thoughts on it. We plan to enable private leagues for when 0.2.0H releases using the Path of Exile 1 website. They don't have a Path of Exile 2 website yet for this, so it's still running on the old site. There will be no extra mods available for these private leagues, but we'll be expanding the functionality of them soon. We wanted to get the ability to create private leagues released sooner rather than later, for those that want to start over in a fresh economy by themselves or with their friends. Great for if you don't want to have all that trade messages or anything specific like that. It's just you and your friends just chilling on your own type of server, and it's just chilled and fun. So the quick use currency buttons on strongboxes and essences. This is a nice quality of life item or update. So basically what they're doing is they're adding a small little button. This button will help you, if you have it in your inventory mind you, to quick upgrade strongboxes and essences, which is awesome because I try to always drag, drop, and then I misclick and then I activate the bloody thing. So this is nice, and it will of course just improve quality of life. Breach improvement is fantastic. I've always had the issue where I'm in a small area with a breach, and then I run into a situation of I'm following the line but there's no monsters spawning. So they've increased the timer, the initial timer of 20 seconds, and they've also made it that if you kill magic or rare monsters, the timer will increase, which is awesome. And also their spawning rate, if I understand it correctly, is also a bit better. Wisps now is a bit improvements there, not too much of it. The biggest change that I can understand is the spirit of the spring hare and the spirit of the fox, which were very rare to find. I haven't found any one of them. They've made it just a bit more common to find, which is scary because I know one of these upgrades the creatures from plain to magic, from magic to rare, from rare to a boss, which is not something I want to see happen very fast, but it would be much more exciting. I'm very glad for what they did with the rogue visibility. There's been so many times I've been in a fight, the boss counter comes up and I'm like, where is it? Alright, just shoot the living daylights out of everything around me and it eventually dies. Or I see other abilities going around and I'm like, okay, there it is. And then I start shooting it. So this will improve that scenario quite well. So they even improved drops, your item drops. They did a major patch to update overall loot drops, but there are still some outliers where they're still working on. In 0.2.0H, they are going to be making perfect jeweler's orb and level 20 uncut skill and spirit gems more common, which is awesome because then you can get that 5-slot socketed skills up and running and actually deal very good damage. And you don't have to pay like 1 divine for a freaking perfect jeweler's orb. Item labels, addition to important items. So the custom item filters, and where in in-game you might have observed some more important items not being obvious. So that doesn't matter to me because I use a custom filter for this, which shows me what's important and what's not, especially market wise, and that's just easy to do on yourself. Item labels, addition to important items. So that's just once again that. Shrine improvements. They've made a few changes to shrines. Firstly, they've disabled the greed shrine and the corrupting shrine. I haven't seen this since the money patch, so don't know much. On top of that, they've made some of the rarer shrines, such as Diamond Shrine and Divine Shrine. I have no idea what they do. They will just appear a bit more often. New stash tabs. I'm very excited about this. They are giving us a ritual stash tab, which will store all your ritual items like the omens and audience with the king fragments, which is awesome. They're also adding a socketable stash tab, which will hold all your runes, talismans, and soul cores. This can be very handy because mine looks like a person went crazy and just threw everything in there. So, much more happy. And they will be in the microtransaction store shortly after the patch is deployed, which is awesome. Other improvements, they've updated the visibility of the corridor skill, Arbiter of Ash. They've also added bindable actions for being able to quickly allocate strength, dexterity, intelligence on your passive tree, which can make your life just a little bit. It's more like quality of life, I feel. They've had a new batch of submissions to the Twilight Reliquary. We'll be allowing charms to go into the flask stash. This is also good because I don't know where to put my charms. I just throw my charms in there and hope for the best. So this will make that a little bit better. They're also adding a quick travel button for towns on the right hand side of the waypoint screen, which is fine because then you don't have to scroll through the map to find the town. You can just click on one button, quick and easy. We're adding a shortcut, control right click, to bulk move currency items of the same type between inventories. That's nice because then you don't have to move 20 at a time or 30 or 40 at a time. So just one time, move them all, get it over and done with. They've added a filter property to be able to filter unidentified items by their item tier, which would be nice. I identify everything before storing things, so it doesn't impact me that much. And they fixed 15 separate client or instance crashes. I haven't had an instance or client crash in quite a while, so I'm hoping I don't get one soon. I had in the beginning with a lot of crashes happening the moment the boss fight happens, and then they disabled Nvidia's reflex, and that resolved everything. So they're hoping to deploy it by the end of this week, which will probably be Friday night, early morning for me, my side in Europe or GMT. So hopefully this will be a great update. And I hope we will see the more improvements coming soon. So, as always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for just popping in the streams if you're there or not. And as always, ciao for now.